تسليما الذي قال الحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعه وتابعه تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. أحبتي وأحبائي في الله، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
As we have seen, the month of Ramadan is a golden opportunity for all of us to invest with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to try our best to put in our scale of good deeds as many as we can in order to have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the best. Maybe alhamdulillah we're doing well in our fasting, our prayers, our qiyam al prayer, our Taraweh, our dua, our zakat, our sadaqat, which is great. But you have seen me many times putting a lot of emphasis on our relationship. First, my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my Creator. My relationship with myself. How am I doing? How am I okay with myself? How am I not in conflict with myself? And then the circle would go bigger and bigger. How's my relationship with my spouse, with my children, with my parents, with my relatives, with my extended family members, with the members of the community, with the members of the society, with my co-workers, with my classmates, and even the environment. How's my relationship with trees and gardens and grass and you name it. As I have mentioned several times, ad-deen al-Islam, the whole deen of Islam is mainly one word: how to relate to each other, how to be in good relationship to each other. Again and again, Ramadan is our golden opportunity, and I'm afraid that we'll put a lot of emphasis in what I have said, but maybe one element will not pay enough attention to. You don't have to answer me, but I have to ask the question anyhow. When was the last time you communicated with your parents? With your parents, dad and mom, either here or somewhere else, either alive or dead. How much of communication we have? How many times during the month of Ramadan, either face-to-face, one-on-one, saying, how are you doing today, Dad? How are you doing today, Mom? Or somewhere, pick up the phone and call. Or did, when they say, my dua today or tonight, big part of it, all of it, would go to my parents. Whether your parents are Muslims or non-Muslims, say, I came from a Muslim family, I embrace Islam. My parents do not adhere to Islam yet. I'm still in communication with them, and it has to be a good communication with them. When I reach the third rak'ah or Taraweh, and in the middle of the page exactly 284, when I reach the ayah 23 and 24, it stopped me. It took all my attention, where it says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Said Allah. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained upon us not to worship except Him, monotheism, at-tawheed, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah, first pillar of Islam. And next to to that one, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, not to take any partners or associates with Him. Next to it, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And I was wallahi wondering why that part of the same ayah, the same verse, we have to be the kindest ever to our parents. Some people are talking, and I'm not gonna talk. So either they talk or I talk. Still, especially the kids who mainly aren't addressing them how to relate to their parents or sitting to their side. Right, Farisa? Yeah. I mean, good. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا. I was wondering why that relationship to your parents came after worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How extremely important it is. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Be the kindest ever to your parents. Either alive or dead. Alive, and how many times so far during the month of Ramadan you call them and you relate to them, or you remember them, or you recognize them, or even when they are dead, how much of a dua you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive them and grant them paradise, shower them with His mercy, and so on and so forth. And that particular one, a story, a wonderful story came to mind of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. When he was sitting with the Sahaba and they were talking the relationship between them and their parents. And Abu Hurairah shared with them, saying that when it came to night meal, evening meal, with my mother, as is only his mother at that time, I bring the food and I sit with her in order to eat. But before we start eating, I turn the light off. There was no electricity like nowadays. Could be a little candle or a little light. He would turn it off. So we eat on the dark. So we were kind of wondering, how come we eat in the dark? Can you see the food? Can you see what you're eating? And so on and so forth. I said, yeah, I intentionally did it this way in order for her to eat from all kinds of food in front of her. And I'm not eating. I don't eat. I don't reach out for food. I don't extend my hand in order to eat any of the kind of the food in front of us. And they were wondering and said, Abu Hurairah, why is that so? And he said, I'm afraid if I extend my hand and is about to pick up that little piece of food in order to eat it, my mom would be interested in that particular piece of food to eat it. So I am afraid not to eat it and leave it to her to eat. Till I make sure she ate enough, she had enough. Once she's done, or there is left over for me to eat from, I will eat. If not, I am so happy that she has already eaten. That's Abu Hurairah to his mother. I would be wondering, and when it comes to breakfast, lunch, dinner, having with our parents, I make sure they eat or not eat. If they are away from me, do they have access to food, enough of food to eat, enough of food to sustain their life? life, they are doing well or not, I would say, I have to manage my life. That's why the ayat goes, إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبْرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا. If one of them or both of them reach that older age, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Don't even say to them, how to translate that off in Arabic. You're talking to someone, you're not okay with him or her, and you want to express your negative attitude toward him or something. What are you saying? What are you trying to? Even with that, never say it. Never. Or not talk about someone who would ridicule his parents, put them down, curse them, say bad things to them, and so on. Even that, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Never offend them, never ridicule them, never put them down, never say anything to bother them. وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. All the time, the most decent way you have to express toward them, the most noble way you have to relate to them. You have to relate to them. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذِّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. This is a wonderful metaphor in this ayah. Subhanallah al-Alameen. If you are among those people who would love to watch birds, how they take care of their little ones, once they hatch out of eggs and try to feed them, or to carry them, or teaching them how to fly, and so on and so forth. It's almost across the board with all of those parents. You see those ones either by a tree, or in their nest, or in the ground, that mom or dad, they will go down to them, and lower their wings down to the ground in order to have the little ones jump into their wing in order to teach them how to fly. And in the meantime, they will bring them under their wings to show them how much of care they do have for them, to protect them, to make sure they are safe and secure. This is a bird with a little purse by nature, by that innate nature. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them with. How are we doing as children of our parents to do exactly to them as that bird is doing to his or her sons and daughters? How we lower our wing to them, how we humble ourselves to them, how we take care of them, how we look after them. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. That wing of you full of mercy to them. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower them with His mercy as they looked after me while I was little, and they showered their own mercy 100% upon me, taking care of me, looking after me, take care of me, do everything for me in order for me to grow up. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذِّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. I remember your parents. And let me tell you something. Wallahi, my own humble experience, and the experience of many scholars, and the experience of many people whom I know. You may finish your education. You may have the highest degrees ever you will look for. You may hunt for the best job ever. You may be the best employee within that company or incorporation. You might be one of the most successful people on the face of the earth. But all of the above, without having your parents happy with you and pleased with you, what you earn and what you make is nothing. Nothing. Now sometimes some people say, I did my best in order to be promoted, then I'm not going to get raised and no way. To be successful in my job, what is going on? What's wrong? One of the most important things, you have to check, what is my relationship with my parents? Are they happy with me? Are they pleased with me? Are they satisfied with what I have been doing? Over time, everyone in our life, with our parents, without leaving the house. You kiss their foreheads, and you kiss their hands, and you ask them to indulge you in their dua till you disappear from their scene. So the dua is with you, the supplication from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with you, to guide you and to guard you and to help you and so on and so forth. We're kind of busy nowadays, we only think of ourselves, but our parents, nursing home is needed for them. They have already their saving in the bank account, they can take care of themselves. I can put them in a nursing house or in elder care and they take care of them. And whenever I do have time, maybe once a year or twice a year, I'll call them and say, Dad, Mom, are you okay? Okay, good. I'm glad you're okay. See you next year. If I have time. Though they would be so pleased to hear from you and to see you. Because early on they put in their dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that wonderful dua. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. This is the dua of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Surah Al-Furqan. They say, our Lord, grant from us our spouses and from our children قرة أعين, the comfort of our eyes. Just by looking at you as a son or a daughter, this is the best comfort for them. They don't need your money. They don't need your love. They don't need anything from you. Just to see you. Just to see you once in a while. In order to feel that, I have given. And I can relate to them. Again and again, your parents are Muslims or not, they need your care. And I have seen among you, without mentioning names, how the relationship, they came to Islam, how the relationship to their parents who did not come to Islam. Very, very, very proud of them. Allah. Very proud of them. Very proud of them. And other people among you who do have some Muslim parents, how they do care about them. This is the main source of happiness for you as a son or a daughter. And for those who passed away, the only thing you got to do, just remember them in your dua. Remember them in your dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable all of us to be the best ever to our parents, in order for us, when we have our children, to be the best children for us as well. It would pay off. As long as you're taking care of your parents, your children would learn how to take care of you. If you don't, do not expect your children to take care of you. It's a very simple formula. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable all of us, inshallah, to be the kindest to their parents ever, inshallah. Allahumma anta rabbi, la ilaha illa anta, khalaqatani wa ana abdu, wa ana ala ahdika wa ahdika mastata'. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء بك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت اللهم إني وكلت أمري إليك فكن لي خير وكيل ودبر لي أمري الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام